Something is going horribly wrong with both corporate governance standards in some jurisdictions and issues in the audit profession. Of course, I'm thinking about Wirecard and in this case, EY. Now, this is not, of course, the first corporate scandal and it most certainly won't be the last, but the amount of warning signs that appear to have been ignored or for some reason looked over in a period of over 10 years is really quite staggering. The alarm was first raised in this case according to reporting by the FT as far back as 2008, but really a focus started in earnest in around 2015, not just from bodies in Europe but also groups like J Capital. Information was provided, whistleblowers have given documentation on problems within the accounting structure at Wirecard. Yet, for some reason, this organisation maintained what seems to be some element of regulatory capture, the home regulator of BaFin, who have since come out and said they couldn't regulate them fully because they were classed as a technology company, not a finance company, which raises significant questions as to the way governance is working in that particular jurisdiction. But not only that, their audit partner, EY, which had been auditing them for a number of years, failed to get basic information, including for 3 years in a row, failing to get bank statements from their banking provider in Singapore. Now, again, this isn't the first scandal, it won't be the last, but it's one of a long chain in recent years that have involved the same Big Four audit company. Now, this isn't to say that EY as an organisation in this case is a bad organisation, and let's not forget that around the world there are multiple different teams within EY, not just on the audit side but the consulting side. But when there are repeat failures across multiple businesses in a variety of jurisdictions, all audited by one of or sometimes multiples of the Big Four, it raises concerns over how an industry is functioning. External audit in this case should be provided to provide an accurate, fair, balanced view of the accounts of an organisation. How is that possible without even getting the basic information of bank statements? How can market participants rely on the information given and approved by audit firms if it's repeatedly shown to be substandard? Now, in the UK, the Financial Reporting Council is due to be changed and rolled into a new regulatory body. But of course, with what's happened with COVID-19 thus far in 2020, these delays have been stalled. There is also now a push for significant regulatory change in Germany, where the regulatory body that oversees corporates will be overhauled. The question again though is this too little too late when there were so many warning signs? The German regulatory response from BaFin was to ban short sellers. Actually, and as referenced in a number of media pieces this week, we should encourage skepticism of markets. It's been the skeptical side of markets that's helped uncover fraudulent cases like this, not just now, but historically in the past as well. We need, in some senses, an overhaul fundamentally of the way practice like audit is and isn't working. Again, not all auditors are bad. There are plenty of very good, thoroughly equipped professional practitioners that work in this area. But there needs to be a much higher level of scrutiny on the results that are published and the underlying data that goes into them. This also ties back into the idea of responsibility and accountability. There needs to be a higher level of accountability for senior partners within audit firms when they're signing off and approving these accounts. Overall, again, this story has a long way to run. There's going to be a lot more, mostly bad, one would think, information that gets released over a period of time, and there's going to be a lot of change that has to happen in various industries. When we're arresting former CEOs of organisations and it turns out that we're missing $2 billion, one has to question how a market's working. One also can look back. This isn't the first time money has just been missing. In the Satyam case, the inflation of over $1 billion of sales revenues led to PwC being banned from auditing in India for 2 years. These are significant penalties to face, and we keep getting problems in this given market. It's really time for a structural overhaul and significant cultural change in this area of work.